What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we are going to be installing the trigger spring kit from Wilson Combat onto this Smith and Wesson 686. So the first thing we want to do is a safety check. If you look up here, the switch pushes forward, and that allows you to pop the cylinder out. Now you can look down the cylinder there and see nothing is in it. Now that we know it is safe and clear, we're going to go ahead and start taking things apart. Let me show you some of the tools we got here. I've got the Wilson Combat number 178 spring kit here. It gives you 3 choices of trigger return springs here. It's got the 14, 13, and 12, so it's strong, medium, soft, and then it's got the hammer spring replacement as well. So I'm going to set that aside. You'll need a pen. I'll show you why when we get there. I've got 2 screwdrivers here. One I use for the little screws, one I use for a bigger screw. And then you also need a 3/32 Allen to take off the grips. So let's get started. We're going to flip the gun over. And the first thing you'll see here is a screw right here on the grip. We want to remove that so we can remove the grip and get access to some parts. So I'm going to take my 3/32 Allen and start taking it off. Alright. Got one. Got 2 sides. Alright. You're also going to see on this side there are 1, 2, 3 little screws. You'll want to remove those and keep them in order. These screws are designed to specifically that hole that they're in. So you don't want to lose track of the order. We got 1. We got 2. We got 3. Alright, now instead of taking your screwdriver and prying in there, that's not cool at all. You don't want to mess this up. The easiest thing to do is to take something kind of solid and tap the end of it here, and it will jar the plate loose. We can set that aside. Don't need that till later. Alright, we got some cool little stuff in here. Alright, so this is the hammer safety. We can remove that, set that aside, and we're going to first replace, or we're going to remove the hammer spring, this thing right here. And that's why I've got a little bit bigger screwdriver here, because the screw for it is right here. And you don't need to pull it all the way out, you just need to loosen it enough so that it moves freely. Okay, I've got it pretty much out without being totally out. And now this should just kind of pop up, and you'll see that it's hooked right here. You're going to want to unhook that, just like that. See how that little hook is? And it just slides off. We no longer need that. The piece that it is hooked to, right here. I personally, to make this a little bit easier, am going to point it upward and then slide it down to take it off. And you'll see why I did that here when we go to put the new one on. The next thing is we have the trigger return spring right here. You're going to have to force the spring back and pry up to get the whole mechanism to release the spring. So, good idea is not to hold it in front of your face. If you've got eye protection, wear it. But basically, I'm going to put my finger in front of it and then pry it up, and it's going to snap the spring into my thumb. So if you got dainty fingers, get a rag or something to protect yourself, but it's really not that bad. So come up. There we go. And as you see, it shot my thumb a little bit, but you want to make sure it's covered so it don't go slinging across the room. So now that I've got the trigger return spring exposed, don't pull the whole black piece out. You don't need to. You just need to slide the spring out. And that's all you need to take out. I'm going to set that aside. Let's take our little kit here. And like I said, this is strong, medium, soft. I like a soft trigger myself, so I'm going to go with the number 12. Now it does look a little stronger or longer than the original. You can see there's the original spring. It's got a little more spacing in it because it's just how it's designed to make it weaker. So now you'll want to slide that spring back into that spot right there, and as you see, it protrudes out quite a bit. The goal is to push it in and back down. So this is where a pen comes in handy. You can use the end of it to push the spring in and then press it down. I don't recommend using a screwdriver to press it in because some people want to put their finger here and you end up releasing for whatever reason, could slice your finger. I may end up having to do it. We'll find out here in a sec. And if I do, I'm going to hold it to the side and press. So if I release for any reason, I'm going to go hopefully shooting right past it. But we're going to try with a pen first. And basically you just get a hold of it, push it in, and then push down. Alright, you're not being nice. You'll want to get a hold of it. You'll want to get a hold of it, push it in, and push it down. Yep. Now I'm going to use a screwdriver because it's caught right on the post there. We just need to go just a little bit past it to press it down. So, we are right back where we started. Okay, let's press firmly down. And now we'll put the hammer spring on. Get that out of our little kit here. Alright. So you'll see here that it is quite curved on the end here with the hook compared to the old one. So it makes it a little more difficult to attach, which is why I had you take off this other piece. Basically, you'll want to go ahead and attach it. Just slide it in like that, and now we can reattach. There we go. Now we can reattach it to this hook right here. So you're going to have it pointing up and down again, slide it in, push it up, and twist. So keep it up, slide it in, push it up, and do I have it up all the way? Yep, there we go. And twist. Okay, now we want to line the end of the spring here, down here up at the bottom, and make sure that gets in its groove. Alright, I need you to go in. There we go. It needs to be locked in that little cutout. Okay, otherwise it's not going to let you screw it. I go until it stops. It'll stop you. It's not going to go all the way through. Alright, now we can start putting it back together. You want to take your little hammer safety, and you'll see right here is a little knob that it connects to, and then the top of it, a little L-shaped piece, goes up in here. So you can set that in there for now, and you'll want it forward and up like that. This will allow you to put that plate back on without much issue. So that's what we're going to do next. Put the plate on. You're going to see that the plate has a little notch, a little tit here on the end. You want to put that in first so it catches exactly where it's supposed to, and then just kind of set it down and press it into place, and it snapped right in. No issues. Okay, now we're going to match up screws to holes again. Make sure you get them in the exact same spot. No need to crank these down. I just set them at first, and then I'll tighten them a little bit when I get all three of them in. So now I've got all three in. Do one little turn. I'm just going for snug. I'm not cranking it down. Alright, last thing to do is put on the grips. Screw side goes on this side. Put the bottom on first. It lines up with the handle. This covers it. And we'll use our 3/32 Allen to get things tight. And again, just going a little snug. Doesn't need to be cranked down. Now, I'm actually kind of curious to see the new rating on the spring kit. So let me grab vise here. We're gonna stick this sucker in. And we're gonna test this. I have a trigger gauge. And we'll see where it's at now. I guess I could have tested it before. This first try was 8 pounds, 13 ounces. Let's do average of 3. £8 pounds, 8 ounces. Well, I really undershot that, but 7 pounds, 8 ounces. So I had actually measured it before I started, and it was 11 pounds, 15 ounces. So almost, we'll say about 4 pounds lost there. And oh, that is nothing. Oh yeah, that is real soft now. Oh, and that's hair. I like that. So yeah, this was worth it. This is a Smith and Wesson 686, and we installed the Wilson Combat number 178 spring kit. Hope you guys are able to do it too. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'll help you out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves you progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you can print your certificate. Then it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.